कृष्णपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे यं प्रवचन्तम् अनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आहुजाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवो विनेदुः तं सर्वभूतिं हृदिमानतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतिथितिशतां तमोन्दम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्यासूनम् उपयामि गुरुमुनीनाम् मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, welcome back for this Science of Bhakti Yoga session on Science of Bhakti Yoga, being 13th session. Last few sessions we had thoroughly discussed regarding Dhruva Maharaj's pastime. So today we will discuss something more deeply, which is important in our life, so that we can also look back ourselves, because many times it so happens we hear only the theory and we don't put it into practicals. But Krishna consciousness is always, it is a bridge. It's a bridge which fills the gap between the theory and the practice or practicals. So many a times it so happens we keep hearing the lecture, but when it comes in our own personal life, we're not able to handle such situations, such adversities in our life. And so today I want to address something very important. Many times it so happens we get so much addicted to this social media. We are addicted to social media, either Instagram or YouTube, things like that. And we try to compare ourselves with someone else, and and we think that they are better, living the better life. So I should also live that kind of life. So that kind of the pressure, this was not there before. Probably say one few years back, I got introduced to Instagram recently, and I was also lost. So some 15, 20 minutes simply lost seeing some, because I was interested in Homa, things, puja, things like that. So many things it is giving. So I was also thinking, oh, this is a very good medium, so that I can also improvise my presentation skills, so that people get more attracted to the Krishna conscious. So that was my mood. But simply my time was being lost in unnecessary things. Then something flashed in my mind. What Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 3.35, beautifully Krishna says, Swadharma bhavichavyekshya na vikampitum arhasi. Krishna is saying, Sadharma bhavichavyekshya na vikampitum arhasi. So, it's better you do your dharma rather than you trying to do someone else. So we are trying to compare ourselves with many things, and we in the process of we comparing things, our happiness is stored. It is stolen. The time steals our happiness, our inner peace, our satisfaction, and it's just like a cold. Right now we have cold, right? It's so cold. It's why, because there's clouds. There's a lot of clouds which is stopping the sun rays to hit the earth. So similarly, we have to learn ourselves to rise above this comparison or competition. That is something very much important. We have to look upon ourselves, look back How I was before, I was so settled and so much satisfied, and now so much agitated and so much of disturbance within myself. Because we all forget that we all have a unique fingerprints with us. It's uniquely ours. So none of us have some similar fingerprints, right? The bank, people depend on that, or our Aadhaar card, or our personal identification. Everything is dependent on our fingerprints, isn't it? So similarly, our abilities are also like these fingerprints. So we forget that what is with me, rather than that looking into what I have, we will be looking into someone else. Prabhupada used to always say, be a first class devotee in your own vessel, not second class in others. So Prabhupada used to say that you try to be, even if you're second class in your own vessel, in your own area, it's good, rather than trying to be a first class in someone else and try to show off. In that way, if you're trying to show off, what are the repercussions you would be going through, that we'll discuss today. See, very importantly, we have to understand the concept of a healthy competition, and a competition just to prove that I am best. So there is a fine differences between that. Yes, competition is very much required. Without competition, we can't lead. There's some kind of passion required. For even Bhakti Yoga to progress, we can't be in a Suddha Sattva. We are not Suddha Sattva. We are being in a Tamoguna, we think we are in a Suddha Sattva. Oh, everything satisfied. I don't want anything. But we have to understand properly that how our mind cheats us. So, in the process of our spiritual life, we keep comparing ourselves with someone. Once it so happened, one teacher, so one teacher, he went to a classroom, and he asked the question, one question to all of them. So, what was the question? So, he asked the question to all the students that, dear students, if you all score 95% in your test, will you all be happy? So then obviously there's one answer. And yes, of course, we all be happy because we have got 95%. So immediately the teacher asked a second question. And what if you are the only person? What if you are the only person, if you have got 95%, and all your classmates scored very high, like 96, 97, 98, 99, 100 out, and you'll be still happy? So there was a silence in the classroom. Then the teacher again, she twisted the question and she asked, what if you have got 60% in your maths exam? In your maths exam, what happened? What would be? You will be happy that if you have got 60% in your maths exam, you will be happy? Then again there's a silence. And she again asked the second question, fourth question. And what if all your classmates have got 50% or 40% or less than that? On the other hand, you have got 60%. You're the topper. You're the topper of the class because you have got 60% max. All others have got 40%, 50%, or less than that. Will you all be happy? And everyone said, we'll be happy, we'll be happy, we'll be happy. So many a times it so happens, we feel happy or sadness uh, depending upon how others perform, others do. We keep others as the scale to measure my progress, to measure my strength. So it so happens in our life, we are all being influenced by many a times, the comparison and competition. Because the people around us, the social media, the situation, the condition has become so intense that the world wants us to compete. If you're not competing, they feel you're a failure. And we have to understand that we tend to feel successful only when we produce some results that impress someone. Sometimes we feel like that, right? We all produce, you all go to job, you all get some money, you all Actually, they say that if you are taking a two-wheeler and going to your office safely, that is also success, because you have driven the vehicle two-wheeler safely to your office, and that is also success of one's life. So, but we what we feel is that is not a success. We feel successful only when we can produce results which can impress others. So people see this, that the result we produce uh, is what only what they see. But the people don't see what is the effort behind that result is. So we have to understand very importantly what I mean to say here and make you understand is, if we have scored 60% in our exam this year, sorry, if I have scored some 60% in exam in my previous year, and if I have scored some 70% in this year, obviously that should make us happy, because there is a sense, there is an improvement, right? Because there's improvement in our performance. Last year I was 60% and this year I was 70%. So it's improvement. So we should be happy there, irrespective of how much others are scoring. So it all happens right from our parents, our society, our surroundings. Everyone starts comparing to someone else and say, he's better than you. You are fit for nothing. You should become, and they all have so much of expectations. Parents have expectations, society's expectations. You have to become this, you have to become that. So much of mental pressures, social pressures, wife, husband, children. Everyone expects something from her father. Everyone expects something from the mother. Everyone expects something from the children. Everyone expects something from the parents. But we have forget that we have to compete with ourselves, not with others. We have to compete ourselves to improve ourselves. That is the main motive. That is the main focus of our self growth, and not trying to defeat someone else and trying to show to someone or impress someone that I am also better off than all. So we have to shift our focus. We have to shift our focus from trying to prove ourselves to improving ourselves. This is a very important point, that we have to try. We have to focus ourselves to. You should not focus the proving ourselves, uh, but rather we should improve ourselves. And that would definitely 100% it'll bring down a lot of burden which is there on our head, whether it's social pressures or family pressures, or when you come to the temple or things like that. Because over a period of time, when you come to temple, there are so the devotees, and over a period of time, it so happens you feel yourself a senior. You feel yourself so much experience. You feel yourself so much talented. And the sense of pride comes in, or sense of inferiority comes in. Inferiority comes in because you're not able to meet up to the standards what others are achieving, or others are getting success. And the pride comes because you see someone else that they are performing less under. So then you try to, the boss try to take over them. So there's a pride. So this both things are there, that we have to balance ourselves. So we have to understand the main important, the motivation for our learning should be what? Not someone else. Just imagine here, even in the Mahabharata, we can see Arjuna was a favorite student of his teacher Dronacharya, isn't it? And he put his efforts. He sincerely put his efforts to master the art of archery, and there's so many things he worked out, not to compete with someone else, but to utilize those archery skills to protect his citizens, innocent people, righteous people. And that was his mood, and that's how he learned things. But on the contrast, you can see what Karna did. On the other hand, the Karna was also learning archery, but not exactly to protect dharma, not exactly to protect the righteousness or innocent citizens, but to outsmart Arjuna, to overpower Arjuna, or even if you say Ekalavya also. So the ambition, so he had a different ambition to be recognized. So ambition to be recognized as what? Ambition to be recognized as the best archer of the world. So that's what even Karna, because of that, he wanted to do that. He went to Parshurama, he wanted to learn archery from him, and he told lies to him that that he is a Brahmana. You know that story. So we have to understand here how people become so much obsessed with things. How much people become so much obsessed to show to the world that they are also something great, something better. So Arjuna was very much happy, was very much satisfied, very much contented. Why? Because he was under the guidance of Krishna. But on the other hand, Karna was always burning with desire to defeat Arjuna, to overpower Arjuna, and his friend was Duryodhana. So we have to understand we should all learn to find satisfaction in our learning, not try to over smart others and show that you're also better off. Because that's a disease we all have within us. Probably now it is not over, it is coming up, but it is inert. It is very much inside. And sometimes when things clashes, it rubs, immediately it comes out. Just like our lust, anger. You don't think we all don't have lust. We don't think we don't have anger. It's all inert. It's just sleeping, sleeping mode, snoozed. But when something triggers, immediately what happens? You all become so much agitated, so much disturbed. This mobile is falling. Sorry. So we should inspire, should aspire to. So we all should, because very much important for our life is that we should all inspire. We should all have now aspire to be happy, right? We all should aspire to be happy, happy. But how we should be happy in our sincere efforts, in our sincere actions which we do, in the sincere intentions which we have. Is that what we have should find happiness rather than trying to find happiness or derive happiness from defeating others? That should be not the that is not the real happiness at all. Because we have to all understand every one of us have been gifted with a unique talent, unique intelligence. See, we are all human beings, right? We are all human beings, and we all have been given a unique talent for us. Sorry. Sorry. So we have to understand this, the talent which we have, that the Gita advises us always, Bhagavad Gita always says this wonderful sloka 3.35, that he says that Shreya Sugunan Paradharmaha Swadharman Anushtitat. So it's saying, Bhagavad Gita, it says that Shreya Swadharma Vigunaha Paradharma Swanushitat. So this verse very much shows that it is better to perform our own duty even though if it is faultful, rather than trying to imitate someone else. So we have to think very importantly that instead of we trying to be someone else, we should be our own self, ourself. We should be ourselves. Someone was saying that just like Lord Shiva drank poison and became an Ilakanta. So to protect all the devatas. Then he was known as Nilakanta. So if I also want to become Nilakanta, I want to drink poison, then what will happen to us? So it is not possible, right? So here, in Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna is trying to express himself that I don't want to fight, I want to beg and I want to lead my life. But Krishna is saying that this is not your nature. Your nature is Kshatriya, to protect the citizens and protect the innocent people. And that is not your nature. And obviously, even if you go for begging and you will make a fight and you will create some disturbance in society. So Krishna advised that not to adopt this quality of a Brahmana or some saint who goes and begs. That is not your quality. Your duty is a Kshatriya. You can't do that. Even though artificially you may try to do something, but over a period of time, that nature would come out. So we all should see. Once upon a time, it was before. If you ask anyone what you want to become, people used to say, the children, I used to say, we want to become engineers, we want to become doctors, we want to become only one or two things we used to know. Because that was so much popular. Everyone want to become doctor, everyone want to become an engineer. But now, if you ask any kid, what you want to become? So they will say, I want to become a YouTuber, I want to become a social influencer, I want to become a media influencer, I want to become life coach. So we have to understand, just because someone acts very well and talks very well and present very well in the social media doesn't mean that we can also do something great and imitate someone like that, isn't it? So very importantly, we have to understand that if you try to think that this is what I want to become, when something it is not of your nature, then obviously then you simply waste your time because you don't know the talents. So yes, we all have to choose what is best for us. That is more important. Not that I will choose the best. Uh, 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 yeah, one should know what is best for us, what is best for me. That I should know. Then we can say that okay, why I have to compare with someone else? Rather than trying to find it's best for everyone, let me also do that best thing. So it always Prabhupada used to say that if there's a competition between a monkey and a fish, it is not possible. It is so they have different nature, right? So monkey can never swim like a the fish, or nor a fish can never climb a tree like a monkey. So we can't. There is unnecessary. There is a competition. Unnecessary. There is the comparison there. There's completely useless. So similarly, we have to understand sculpture, when any sculpture, he is trying to make some murti. He makes murti out of stone. He makes murti out of wood. He makes murti out of gold, or makes murti out of panchaloha, something like that. So there's a effort when he makes it after making that. So there's a lot of efforts in making carving and bringing out a beautiful murti, right? But everyone's nature is different, character is different. The character of a stone is different, character of a metal is different, character of a gold is different, character of a mud is what is a clay is different. So it all requires a different kinds of attention, because the materials characteristics are all different. Because according to their flexibility and their characteristics, he can properly mold, properly make it, and it all depends upon how much effort he puts, how much struggle he goes through. So we have to understand this in life, that very importantly, that we have to be very serious in our life. Else, it is very difficult. We can't understand. So we have to keep very much important in our life, that we all have a unique journey in our life with which we are going through, and we should not compare with someone else and trying to say that I will also try to become a good singer. I also try to become a good this thing. Yes, you have to try. You have to try. I'm not saying that. But during the trying process, it should not become jealousy of someone else. That is wrong, is what I'm saying. Because everyone has some uniqueness. You have to try. You have to do our duty. It's true. You have to put our efforts. If it manifests, that is fine. If it doesn't do, We can't grumble and become envious or become inferiority complex. So if at all, if you have a genuine interest in some field, you see, everyone has some likes, right? Everyone has some love for something to do. And if he has a genuine the interest in that, a genuine interest in that, then obviously what you have to do is, so you have to you have to find some in particular field if you are genuinely interested, and you find someone who can inspire you in that field, a role model in that field, so that we can diligently can learn from things and you can get experience from things and you can really improve in things and you can grow. That is more important. So because there's a compatibility, there's sustainability in that, where you also like it and you also got someone to inspire you in that field. And that is more important in Krishna consciousness. Rather than, because nowadays there's a book distribution. Every one of us are doing book distribution. But we are trying to compare with someone else. Oh, they have done this much. Oh, they have done this much. We'll also do. And many times it so happens, many of the devotees, they come to them and tell, Prabhuji, actually they all keep the money at the till last moment. Till last moment, they all keep money and we will be all the first and second. But at the last moment, just 1 or 2 days before, they will all pay some 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs, and they all become first. See, such a kind of ego, such a kind of envy. I want to become first. I want to show off to the world that I have something. Why such things we are harnessing in our hearts? That is not Krishna consciousness. When I heard about this, then I thought, yeah, this is what importantly we have to discuss about. So we have to understand that everyone has a different character, has a different characteristic in their nature. The stone has its own nature, wood has its own nature, look and feel also has a different. So what I'm saying is, yes, if you want to learn from something from someone, yes, you can refine your talents. Refining talents, I'm not denying it, but we should have also the humility to accept our own limitations. We all have some own limitations that we have to accept it. So the Bhagavad Gita says this month. This is very important thing. What is the thing Bhagavad Gita says? It says two things. What is sincerity and humility? We have to, yes, we have to do a particular work instead of imitating others. That is one thing. But second thing is you should be very much trying to improve it in your humility and trying to improve in your sincerity. So we have to, so what is sincerity? I'm speaking about sincerity to accept that we are like this, I can't be changed. And the second one is what is the improvement or the humility I'm speaking about? You should be always trying to improve yourself, that I am nothing and I want to improve some better for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. So for us to balance between this, there should be a some wisdom, some viveka and vinaya. Vidya, you may get it. Viveka and vinaya also we should very much important. What time, what situation that vidya has to be used is called as a vinaya, viveka, wisdom. And when you apply that, you should not become elated or you should not become the demotivated. That is called as a vinaya. So we should very important. We have to acknowledge our strength. We should acknowledge our limitations. We should know ourselves. Because in this world also there are some doctors, there's athletes, there are dancers, there are engineers, there are architects, there are writers, there are so many people, right? So everyone is contributing to the growth of a society. So similarly in Krishna consciousness also, we have to really find the best version of ourselves. Instead of that, trying to find someone else, oh, they also have a car, let me also car. They also have a house, or they also have the status of life. We also have the status of life. So this is completely, it will not keep you happy. It will not keep you satisfied. It will not keep you, give you inner peace of mind. So please understand, this is very important in our life, that the satisfaction is one gets when one do something naturally, not trying to imitate artificial. So I'm not saying that it should not be ambitious, it should not learn talents and all those things. But I'm trying to clarify here that ambition should not lead to someone else's downfall. My ambition should be not to do something wrong to someone else. So ambition should be there to satisfy our own heart. And so that own heart means what? Yes, I should be satisfied with what I have got. Yadrushta lava santushto, santushta. As I said before, yes, there's a lot of social pressures from the society which demands many things from you. But what happens if we can't impress everyone? We have to choose our own way. Many times it happens. Your parents also expect, children also expect, or some friends will expect, or society will expect. What they will expect that how this man can impress, then he become a hero. So we think that we become very successful when we start impressing someone else. Oh, you did it nicely. You sang Prabhuji. Nicely you did book distribution. Nicely you did service. Nicely you did your so many things. And every day you come to Mangalarti. Every day you do chanting so nicely. Uh, so it generally happens in our social life. When someone becomes toppers, when someone achieves some things or accomplish something, we want to listen that rasa. We want to listen that the someone appreciating us. We want to come in the limelight of someone, isn't it? So we have to very much important. We have to understand that happiness doesn't lie in impressing others. Uh, so happiness is only you see in that case. Just imagine. So how many of us can come to the limelight? Yeah, few people who are the celebrities, few people who are achievers in society, few people who are done good job in the society. Yes, they are in the limelight, but doesn't mean only people in the limelight are completely satisfied and happy, and the rest people who are not in the limelight, not who are in the mainstream, they're not happy. No, no. There may be some few percentage of people, world population, who are there in the limelight. Doesn't mean they are only the happiest people. And the people, rest of the 99% of the people are not happy. You can't say that. So the real happiness is not to outshine or outsmart someone, but the real happiness is to find us the self-improvement within ourselves, self-growth within ourselves, how we can grow. As I give example, last year I got 60%, this time I got 70%. I should be happy and satisfied and also contented and try to develop yourself to increase more 70 to 75% or 80%, rather than looking at someone else and say still I'm no no I've got 70%. I'm not satisfied because he got 80%. So we have to compete with ourselves rather than trying to compete with someone else. That is a organic competition when we're trying to compete with yourself. So we should very importantly focus on our inner growth, and inner progress, and you have to all embrace the uniqueness we all have rather than trying to compete with someone else and trying to look something else. And what is best for us, only Lord knows. And you try to learn, you try to have ambitions, try to do something that doesn't work out, you should just give it up there. Because there's always a difference between there's an inspiration and a jealousy. Because inspiration, when sometimes happens, we want to you see someone and you get inspired by that. But when it many times it so happens, it's like this. So sometimes it's two things, two faces, as I said before. They're better than me. One thing is called as they're better than me, and second one is I am better than them. There's two kinds of the feelings which we all undergo. So they are better than me. They are better than me means it's jealousy. They are better than me means it's jealousy, and I am better than them means it's a pride. So both are unhealthy. So you should never compare with anyone. So if you start comparing, either two things will come. So they are better than me, it will come. Or second one is I am better than them. So this kind of emotions only stresses our mind. So uh, that's what happens. As I was saying before about the inferiority complex. What is an inferiority complex? Inferiority complex is sometimes when it's a mental condition basically. When we constantly and regularly we feel ourselves so much unworthy and less competent and not worthy, and so that is called as inferiority complex. Oh, why I should do anyway? They will do. It may be because of so many reasons, because of some past experiences, or it may be because of some comparison which you did, and that you are not able to meet up to their levels. So then then fear, oh, let them do only. So over a period of time, we become so inferior. So, and because of this inferiority complex, there's a envy develops. So the envy develops to the person who is more successful. And envy means what? Envy means to have a strong desire to possess something, possess what others have. That is the quality of envy. So please understand this. Many times it so happens either it is the inferiority complex or superiority complex. So if you have inferiority complex, then it will lead to envy, and if you have superiority complex, it will lead to a pride. Superiority complex also many times it happens because of our competence, because of our ability. So then we overestimate things or underestimate others. So we overestimate our own importance, and we underestimate others' progress. So we try to start, we look down upon others, the progress, and this is leads to pride. So either it is inferiority complex or superiority complex. It all comes because of our no, we are comparing with someone else. So we should rather than try to compare ourselves, we should focus on ourselves to grow internally, and so that we can become the true to ourselves instead of trying to cheat ourselves. And we should completely give up this habit of comparing someone else. If someone is doing more service to Krishna, you should always think that you should take inspiration from him, and to do and to serve Krishna along with him, do better. So in this way, instead of the envying someone else, what happens? We'll try to appreciate them also, because we are working together. And it is because of them that I got this idea, or this got plan, this got inspiration. So that I was also able to perform better. So we should appreciate them. We should give all the credits to them. So there's no question of becoming puffed up because of our achievements, because it is not. And even if sometimes if you have achieved something without anyone's help, sometimes we become puffed up. But we should always give credits to others, saying that because of their support is what I was able to do. I want to become successful. Because of their support is what my endeavor became very successful. We should give again credits to others. So many times it so happens, so the best exercise for us to do is, what we have to do is we should make a note of every emotions we underwent, the success or a failure. Sometimes we get elated for some situation or some activity or some achievement which you do, or sometimes we get so despondent, and uh, not able to meet your because of man, not able to meet your expectations. And what was your emotions? You should just write down. So when you start writing down all those feelings, all those the achievements which you have done, or the thoughts which comes through when you have a personal record like this, and over a period of time you can reflect back. Oh, I was thinking like that before. Now I'm different, and that gives more confidence to us. Otherwise, mind plays a trick, and you say, I'm always better." So we should be completely free from the disease of this comparison. This is very much important in life, because one who compares his life, compares always, this is one disease. It is still our last breath, and this is very difficult to get over. So please understand, we should prioritize our personal growth. That is more important, and personal growth, not focusing on someone's downfall or someone's defeat, but progressing or focusing on trying to improve ourselves. So we should just give away ourselves. We should rise above ourselves from the competition and this comparison. And we all have this uniqueness within ourselves. Lord has created uniqueness within ourselves. Everyone has that. Whatever status, whatever level you are in, you just offer sincerely. That is more important. Krishna appreciates sincerity and humility. Humility. That's what I was saying before. So if you are able to do, if you are a third class student, but if you are done, you put your efforts, you're very sincere, and you are humble to accept the defeat and accept your limitations, Lord appreciates that. That is more important. Trying to, instead of trying to avoid or trying to imitate some cells. See, one thing is our karma will also not follow. Trying to, even if you imitate, will not become MS Ramaya. He also did something. I will also break one house and try to keep building house every day. Or Ambani, you can't become Ambani. So please understand, limitations are always there. So you have to see those limitations, and then you have to understand that this is what I am, and this is what I can produce. This is what I can do. So let me do this properly. If I can broom the house and mop the house very nicely, you try to improve there. How nicely I can broom the house, I can this thing. Forget about how the big temple I have to build, how nicely I should do the aradhana, how I should do all those things. So wherever situation you are, whichever situation you are, we should find the inspiration in yourself to improve yourself, isn't it? So having said this, thank you all so much for your humble and patient hearing. If anyone has any questions, we can take it forward, else we can end the session. Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Audible.
Thank you. I hope what statement or what discussion we had today was worth and
Yes,
useful.
yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank
Jai
you
Shri
very much.
Prabhu. So please keep in our mind that maybe now it is not troubling, but it is very much reflecting in our ashram life, because we all have same food, we all have same status, we all have same clothes, we all have same, everything is shared here. So these things, the practice is very fast here in ashram life. So the progress and practice in ashram life is very fast, that many things, all the anarthas would surface up very soon, and we'll get to know what I am really am, what I am really am, instead of what I was thinking I was. So what I would request from all of you is, you also be thickly associated with the devotees, not only ashram devotees, with you among your circles. Always thickly associate with yourself. Don't give away this. Oh, I don't like this man. I don't like that. He has ego problem. He has this shortcoming. He has that this. Then we are only four of us in this material world. So Maya is so strong. So we should be strong enough to stay together amidst all the differences, and still start and then appreciate our people. And this way, all the anarthas which is there in our heart, Maya tricks us and tries to find hard to make us to be together, make us to be happy. So she will work so hard to make us, hard to achieve anything in this material world. So she will make very our life very hard. That is sure. So if you're not feeling yourself tough now, if you're feeling very comfortable, probably you should think, look back, and see that, oh, I'm not up to Maya's test. You're not even touched Maya's test. Once it's a Maya's test, then all the dirt will come outside. Everything will float. Everything will be visible. So thank you all so much for your humble hearing. And next session we'll have next Monday. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.